Hello and welcome to the BetHelper betting preview for the Germany versus Serbia game. The game is scheduled for Friday the 18th of June at 12:30 p.m. The venue for this game is Port Elizabeth, and as you can see in the video, that is not Port Elizabeth, that is Durban. Apologies for that. The altitude for this game is 0, so this should make it easier for the players to control the ball. Adidas have said themselves that it's the altitude that's the issue, so if that is correct, then this game should have no influence on the ball and people should be able to play and pass and shoot to their usual standard. On the Asian handicap markets, the handicap has actually changed a number of times. A few days ago it was 0.5, then it went up to 0.75, and now it's gone up to 1. So that shows huge support for Germany, and as a result now the German odds are slightly drifting as a result of the new higher handicap, and as a result the Serbian odds are shortening to balance out the overwhelming support for Germany in the recent days. The unders, or the overs and unders markets, handicap change there, it's gone down to 2.25 from 2.5, so that suggests that the game will be under 2.5. However, the odds are shortening at the 2.25 level, so maybe that will move back up to the 2.5 level, which would indicate certain support for the overs. At the bet exchanges, Germany's odds are shortening. They've gone from 1.72 down to 1.65 in recent days. Again, that shows their support. Serbian support has dropped, and as a result it's gone from the worst 6s to now 7.2, and the draw has slightly drifted as well. It's gone from 3.85 out to 3.9, so minimal change, but it's still worth noting. The overs on the bet exchanges have gone from 2.32 down to 3.3 and then 2.24. This suggests that people think that the ball will be okay, that Germany will be in flying form again, and maybe even Serbia might actually get a goal, which would indicate people are confident on the overs. Still not overly confident, but it is shortening, so it's worth noting. The bookmakers, German odds drifted slightly from 1.61 out to 1.66, and in the last few hours they're gone back down to 1.61, so again that shows support on the German side. Serbia were 6s, they went down to 5.5 and are back up to 6, so their support seems to be short-lived. The support for the draw is increasing, so the odds are shortening, from 3.75 down to 3.8 to now 3.5, and the odds on the overs went from 2.1 to 2.15 and are now back down to 2.1, and that's the over 2.5 goal market. In terms of bets matched, earlier on today the amount matched was, and of course they had the performance of the tournament so far by beating Australia 4-0. They kind of run riot against Australia as they're trying to play the offside trap of the Asian defence and just torn apart time after time, and of course the Cahill red card didn't make things easier for Australia. Serbia lost their first game. They went down to 10 men and they gave away a penalty and ended up losing 1-0 to Ghana. They have a recent record of 3 wins, 1 draw and 2 losses, one of those being the Ghana defeat. This is the third meeting of Germany and Serbia, and the 2 previous ones were a 1-0. They have given away 3 penalties in their last 2 World Cup games, that being from Serbia and Montenegro's time out in the last World Cup in 2006 and the game against Ghana at the weekend. Serbia's 5 of the last 7 goals that Serbia conceded were in the last 17 minutes, so might show a little bit of attention deficit, and they kind of go to sleep in the dying stages. Maybe they run out of steam, maybe they take their eye off the ball a bit. And Serbia have 3 red cards in their last 4 World Cup games. So they certainly like to put in a challenge, and by the looks of it, badly timed challenges. Close has 4 goals off the World Cup scoring record set by Ronaldo. That would be the Brazilian Ronaldo, or the fat Ronaldo as people call him. He's on 15 goals, while Close is on 11. And 7 of those 11 goals that Klose has scored at the World Cup has come from his head. So he now is the current record goal scorer in the World Cup using his head only. In terms of the team rankings, FIFA have Germany ranked 5th or 6th, while on the ELO rankings they're ranked 3 per game. He's given 5 red cards, which is an average of 0.11 per game. So Serbia's record of 3 red cards in the last 4 games might go from 3 in the last 5 games, since his red card issuance rate is pretty low, actually one of the lowest it's been so far in the World Cup of any games. Alberto Ondiano is given 6 penalties and giving an average of 0.13 per game, so again, no real reason to expect a penalty. There's no real injuries for either side, so that's positive enough for both coaches. In terms of goals scored in qualifying, Germany have an average of 2.6 goals scored, conceding an average of 0.5 goals per game. And Serbia have an average of 2.2 goals scored per game in qualifying, while they conceded an average of 0.8 goals during qualifications. Looking at the probabilities, the computed probabilities, which takes into consideration the team stats and the market movements, gives Germany a 73% chance of victory, which is particularly high. It gives Serbia a 14% chance of victory, and the draw comes in at 13%. If you compare then these with the implied odds based on the odds available at the betting exchanges, the odds give Germany a 60% chance of victory. So you can see that they seem to be significantly undervalued based on the computed probabilities. 14% is the implied probabilities from the odds for Serbia victory, so that matches up perfectly with their computed probabilities, so they're pretty fairly priced at 7.2 at the moment. And the implied probabilities of the draw happening at the bookmakers is 26%, so that's double what the computer probabilities were, so that's showing significant support for the draw at the betting exchanges compared to what the stats suggest. So that looks like it could be one worth noting. In terms of betting suggestions, it's undoubtedly that Germany are the heavy favourites. To get value, you could look at the half-time, full-time market. That would be Germany winning at half-time and then ultimately winning at full-time. And it's a nice way of getting some extra value from a heavy backside, as a team at 1.61 is pretty poor odds to be putting your money on. In terms of red cards or yellow cards, I would have thought that Serbia would have been in line for a red card, but given the rest rated red cards, I wouldn't think it's a high probability, so I wouldn't really look to this market. On the Asian handicaps, there's been huge support for Germany, which has bumped up the handicap on 3 separate occasions. So they've looked at Germany on the Asian handicaps. So yeah, that's it. Check us out at BetHelper.ie and add us on Twitter at twitter.com/BetHelper. And please leave any comments and send any feedback to BetHelper.ie@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.